happens with a video that has 60,000 views on project management? Them people are not there because they accidentally landed on that video. And so what happened was we created viral content that was viral for his audience. 1,000, 1 million views. No, you don't. You can go viral with 7,000 views if it's the right type of content. So the first thing I need you to do is identify who your audience is. Who are you talking to? Write it down. Like who I talk to. Don't just say I talk to women. That's too broad. Let me tell you something. My wife is a 38-year-old, 39-year-old black female, and my mama is a 70-year-old white female. I promise you, you're not impacting them the same with your podcast. They're not listening to the same exact stuff. They not, Dave. As much as they love each other, I promise you they got different taste in what they're consuming on a daily basis. So figure out who your content is for. That's your audience. Then decide what emotion are you trying to elicit from them. When you post a clip, what do they want to feel from that? You know what I love about people, bro? People will not like a video and then do the video that they don't like. So you see, Dave, how long do you stay on a video? When you go to a video and you're scrolling on your phone, you're at the airport and you scrolling, how long do you stay on a video?
Half a second.
So why in the world do people start their video with, and you'll see it later, why you start your video with, what's up, y'all? It's Mike here. Hey, y'all. It's Jackie. He just said he stay on for half a second before he flips. And I talk about this because I want you to understand that there's a certain emotion. So you need to start off with something that catches their eye, right? The energy. What type of energy are you putting into it? Do you want people to feel like sad? Do you want them to feel inspired? Do you want them to feel deep? Do you want to give them information? And if you can match that energy, you can begin to go viral. So now we could not figure out how to go viral for the life of us. I promise you, there was a time when we had these videos and we were going triple wood, and I would put them videos out and they did nothing because I didn't understand this formula. And then when we understood the formula, we were able to put this emotion. We figured out who our audience was, what emotion we were trying to elicit, and we put the proper energy into the video. I promise you, we started to go viral all the time. And let's watch this. Hopefully our audio ain't giving us
so me and Coach was talking, right? And I ain't proud of it, but I just like to keep it 100. I'm a high school dropout. I ain't proud of it. I dropped out my senior year in high school. And I'm just keep it real because I was dumb. It was because I left home at an early age, and I don't have no other way to say it. Coaches, forgive me, but my boys were on the block. Degree, and I'm a dissertation away from my PhD, and I hate school. So somebody said, if you hate school so much, why are you getting a PhD? Because I figure if I get a PhD, I'm going to create something in my family, and my son going to have to at least graduate from what? Come on, 100, come on. If your daddy got a PhD, you can at least do what? You can at least graduate from high school. And let me tell you something, I told my son, I ain't trying to put no pressure on you, but it's been 60 years since a male in our family has graduated from high school. Son, I'm going to need you to take your senior year serious. We got a lot riding on you, and I'm telling you, greatness is here, but it ain't on Cam's shoulders no more. It ain't on Farley's shoulder no more. It ain't on Bo Jackson's shoulder no more. Now greatness is on whose shoulder? That's why I wake up every morning at 2 o'clock, 2:30, because I got my mama counting on me. I got my sister counting on me. I got my son and my daughter counting on me. I got a world that gets up every morning and watches me. I got little kids who don't believe that they can do it. When they saw me, they thought now they can do it. So I get up every morning at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Why? Because greatness is upon me. Dr. King is dead. Malcolm X is dead. I'm that new guy. I'm that new inspiration. I'm that guy you look at when your daddy ain't in your life, when your daddy in prison. I'm that guy that comes to your high school and tell you, you can make it happen. Greatness is upon you. You better act like it.
Woo. Man, shout out to E. Amazing. But let me tell you something, Dave. That exact same video before I understood the formula did not work. I would put the video up and then we would have a few hundred views, 400 views, 500 views. That video went to millions because I understood the formula now. I know who I'm trying to speak to and understand something. If you know exactly who you're speaking to, when you're saying the word project management out of your mouth, PMP exam, the dirty little secrets of the PMP, guess who ain't about to click on it? Me. But guess who's about to click on it? Somebody who's studying for the PMP and go, YouTube, how do I pass the project management exam? That's the importance of being specific about who your audience is. All right. The next thing is you're going to do is you're going to fill the not gap better than anyone. I promise you, if you fill the not gap, I promise you, you're going to win. So what's the not gap? So here's the problem most people have. Most of you, you're going to look at somebody, let's say a Dave, and you're going to go, what is Dave doing? And then you say, Dave interviews entrepreneurs. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to interview entrepreneurs. And you try to do the exact same thing that Dave does. My success in podcasting and everywhere else is in branding has always come from looking at what everybody's doing and then finding out what they're not doing and plugging in there. So let's take Toby, for example. Toby now we got our own shoe. I got the shoe just to show y'all we producing. We did a shoe deal with Reebok. We got a deal with Montclair. Toby is rapping all around the world. He's doing his thing. You know the biggest thing that we did with Toby, Dave?
Talk to me.
This was the not gap. When I started with Toby and I gave him his first little money to get the first project going, everybody said, oh, you got an artist? Hey, make sure you don't show his girl in the video. He had a girlfriend at the time. Don't show his girl in the video because, you got to keep the female fan base thinking that he's attainable and he's excitable and he's able to, they could have him at some point. And if you show his girl, that's going to kill the hoe. You know what we did? We put Fat in every single video, his girl, and now his wife. And guess what? His wife is in every single video. Do you know what he's most known for now? He's most known for the thing that people told me not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal King is the 9-to-5 millionaire. That in and of itself is an oxymoron. Nobody thinks of a 9-to-5 millionaire. So while everybody else was like, hey, quit your job and follow your dreams and don't worry about your job, Jamal was like, wait a minute. I became a millionaire while keeping my job. I ain't retired until he was 20-some years in the force. He was like, I kept my job and made my millions. So we named him the 9-to-5 millionaire. Nobody was telling regular 9-to-5ers how to make millions of dollars while staying on their job. Do you understand? Like, I want you to find the not gap in everything that you do. So here's your homework from me. Go find whatever your area of podcasting is. It could be women's health. It could be, I want to talk about Christian men, celibacy, right? Like just whatever your topic is that you're an expert on, I want you to go to, if you go to Apple or wherever you go, and I want you to go search the category that your podcast would fall under. Everybody's going to fall on. Dave, give us a few of the categories it could fall under.
It could be music. It could be drama.
Education.
Crime, education. Yep.
So whatever it is, I want you to go find out where yours would be. Like, I think ours might be under education, right? Because it's personal development. I'm not sure, Dave, what yours is.
Mine's under business.
His is under business. All right, cool. Whatever yours would fall under, I want you to go to the charts, and it will tell you the top 10, 20, whatever it is, podcast in that lane. It'll show you exactly who they are. And I want you to go through, and on the left side of your paper, I want you to write down the top 5 podcasts, and I want you to write down everything they're doing. These are the type of guests they're interviewing. Here's how long their podcasts are. Here's the sponsors that they got. Here's all the things that they're doing. And on the right side of the paper, I want you to write down everything that they're not doing. And all the things that they're not doing, that's where you're going to plug in your information. That's where I want you to start shining. I want you to start plugging in to where the void in your area is. And when you do that, you're going to find a whole bunch of people that go, man, I ain't never seen nobody rap with their wife before.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Man, I never seen somebody tell me how I could still be successful and stay on my job. Man, I never seen a motivational speaker who got a fitted hat and Jordans on. All the motivational speakers I saw before had on suits. Oh, I didn't know you could. Every single time I found success, I have found the not gap. So research your area, whatever that is. We're going to help you find that niche. And I want you to go find out what's not being done in that niche. And I want you to plug in there.
Strong. Look, family, I know your next question. How do I make money? Right? You may not be doing this for the passion or for the love and get your voice out. You're trying to figure out how to make money. And before I share this with you, I was telling a story for those maybe you didn't get in earlier on in the conversation. But I was talking to this guy the other day. I met him a couple years ago or a year and a half or so ago. And he was actually a cameraman. He was recording someone who was recording at my podcast. He's like, man, I've been following your work. Love what you're doing, man. I was like, yo, I appreciate it. Fast forward a few weeks ago, I saw him and he's like, yo, bruh, man, thank you. I said, for what? He said, bruh, I'm doing about $100K a month in podcasting, bruh. I said, yo, show me the pod. I want to see what's going on. He said, well, I don't have a podcast. I said, hold on. You said you're making $100,000 a month in podcasting. He said, yeah. I said, well, let me see the podcast. He said, I don't have a podcast. He said, I found a gap. I found something interesting in podcasting. There are people that are high level. Like I'm saying, they make a bunch of money, might have exited businesses for 50 million, but people don't know who they are. So they want to get out and brand themselves, but they have no idea who the podcasts are that they need to get on. And I'm to the streets. I know who podcasts they need to get on. So they pay me to get them on podcasts. He said, I also know some podcasts that, man, they got a dope show. They got a great conversation, but they're introvert. They can't really find anybody to be on their podcast, or they're too afraid to reach out to people. He said, well, I go find that too. So I pair him and I make money in the middle. He said, I'm doing $1 million business. I said, you get it. There's more money in podcasting than you having a podcast. I'm telling some of y'all right now, that, yo, I just did this. I did an offer, where you can pay me to interview you for your platform. I'm a great interviewer. I'm really, really good at this, right? And I've been doing it for years. I don't even have to put you on my platform. You want my talent. You want me to extract the stories out of you. You could pay me for that. And people would hit me like, yo, I need that. I've been trying to tell my story, but I don't know how. Nobody asked me the right question. So I'm telling you, I'm going to go through a little bit of monetization, but there are 100 ways to get it. Choose one. All right, so let's get to it. Here we go. I'm going to go through sponsor hacking right now. There's a crazy hack on how to attract advertisers to get sponsors to beg for a slot on your episode. Here we go. CJ alluded to it earlier. Before we go after a sponsor, we have to have our clarity statement down, and I need y'all to put this in the chat. I help X do Y by Z. I help X do Y by Z. Let me help you with this. The X is the who. So what CJ said earlier is, I help corporate climbers. I help substance abuse victims. I help single mothers. I help. You need to identify who you help. You got to fill in the blank with the X. So I help, let's just say, substance abuse victims. Do why? What is it that you're helping these people accomplish? So if I help substance abuse victims get clean, stay clean, and live a happier life. Get clean, stay clean, and live a happier life. You are solving a real problem. What I'm teaching you right now isn't from podcasting. This is how you build anything. If you're going to build an audience, if you're going to build customers, you're going to build a business, you'd had better have this XYZ statement down. So I help substance abuse victims get clean, stay clean, live a happier life. We're very, very clear on that. The Z is how. How do you do that? Well, I do that by interviewing people that have been through the process. So I help substance abuse victims get clean, stay clean, and live a happier life by interviewing people who have been through it and have the stories that give the tools to help people get through it. I know my audience. I know what I help them accomplish. This is the method. The Z is where we can have some fun, because you can actually help this X accomplish this Y through a podcast, through a book, through retreats, through a product, through a service. There's so many different ways. But before you talk to a sponsor, in your one-pager deck, in your presentation deck, whatever that's going to be, all you need to do is answer the questions. I help this audience of people accomplish this goal, and this is my formula. When you start talking to sponsors, you'll soon realize that they are looking for an X. And the company, the sponsor, their goal is to help them accomplish something as well. And what they want to do is use you as the means to do it. You are their how. If you got it, say, I got it.
That's good.
If you got it, say, I got it.
Good. That's good. I hope y'all following. That's good.
Let's go. Let's go. So you have the rhyme. your niche, okay? I don't just want you to take up space in your space. So if you're in true crime, if you're in music, I don't want you to just be another music podcast. You have to find a segment and be the only person that talks about this in the way that you do it. I want you to be the go-to. I think what CJ and EC and Carl and Maul have done is they've created a motivational podcast, and they have every element in it. Most motivational podcasts is someone motivating you. Most comedy podcasts are people making you laugh. They've created a very strategic blend. Yo, you got CJ cracking jokes the whole time. ET, very serious, but also you get to see another side of the person that you've seen so serious for years. And then you got Carl, who is, he's like the analytical one. Like he's almost in the shit. So he's putting on for those introverts. And then you got Maul, who's just a monster when it comes to business from that Chicago, got that in the meeting, but was like, yo, we need to offer something with specific elements to it for this audience to help them accomplish this goal, and this is how we're going to do it. So I want you to be the go-to. Here's a podcast that implemented the strategy. What I told them to do was to put together this one-pager. This is before they even started their podcast. I said, okay. They said, well, Dave, I need to figure out how to make some money. I said, I want you to identify your XYZ, put it in a one-page document explaining how you are the savior of this audience of people and how your audience, how your podcast is going to grow leaps and bounds. He said, well, I haven't even started it yet. I said, it doesn't matter. There are people in Silicon Valley who haven't started a business but go out and raise millions because the person listening to them says, I believe you. Can I believe you? Just answer this question real quick. If I got a chance to talk to you about the thing that you're about to build, the message you're about to put out into the world, would you convince me that you are the savior of this industry? I want y'all to answer that in the chat. Hey, listen, if you don't have this type of conviction, you might as well just go home. When I started my podcast, I wasn't saying it because I had nothing else to do. I knew there was an audience of people, entrepreneurs, who need to understand entrepreneurship in a way that only I can deliver it. So I asked them, I said, put this one pager together. And I said, go tell them they get an opportunity to put an ad in your podcast before it blows up. He said, but I haven't started yet. I said, it doesn't matter. That's the beauty of it. Because if you haven't started, they don't even have no historical data to go off of. So all they can do is believe you. So he put the one page together. He said, okay, how much do I charge people? I said, well, I don't care. What are you comfortable asking people for? He said, $100. Now, normally I say $100 for your episode for the biggest podcast in the world. That would be too low, but I let him live with that. I said, cool, no problem. But I want you to sign people up to sponsor this podcast for a year. Listen to me. This is Darnell and Tracy Self. Shouts out to Darnell and Tracy Self, a gentleman that I've known since I was a kid. Watching him on stage, and it's just so funny that 20 years later he comes back and asks me for assistance, which I am super honored about. But he made $54,000 in sponsorships from his podcast, $36,000 before the podcast even launched, $18,000 the very first month. Why? Because he answered that XYZ statement, put it in a document with conviction, and wasn't afraid to tell people, hey, you're about to take advantage of me. You're about to be a part of the biggest thing in the world at a fraction of what the value is. Now, the next problem is, if the sponsor wants an audience, I mean, you got to build a big audience. How do you get more views? How do you get more subscribers? And how do you get big guests to get on your podcast? It's called interview hacking, okay? It's super simple. I'm going to teach you how to get influencers with a big following to guest appear on your podcast and help promote the episode. And I'm about to share with you something I'm doing right now. Remind me, y'all, in the chat. I'll remind you to share, do what to tell you what I'm doing now. So, but here we go. We got to create a podcasting ladder.
Come on.
The podcasting ladder is a gradual networking to connect people with greater influence. So here's why this ladder is important. I'm saying, I think y'all understand how a ladder works, right? There's the first ring, and then there's a second rung, there's a third, fourth, fifth. You don't just like open the ladder and be at the top, right? You open the ladder, you take the first step. It's the safest way to go. You just take it step by step. Well, eventually, you are going to interview your dream guests. They're at the top of the ladder. But I'm saying we got to start somewhere. This is important because seniors don't hang out with freshmen, meaning when you start your podcast, you are a freshman. You don't even know how to do this thing yet. You're not the best interviewer yet. So like you don't have a whole lot of numbers just yet. And the people who are used to like big shows reaching out to them, they don't want to come on your podcast anyway. So don't waste your time there. Number two, today's seniors or yesterday's freshmen. I interviewed a gentleman named Alex Good Energy. I was his first interview. And he came on my show fairly earlier in the game too, but I interviewed him like I was interviewing Jay-Z or I was interviewing like a superstar. I gave my best questions because I was genuinely interested in who he was. I had no idea he would go on to make tens of millions of dollars and lead a whole entire industry into the trucking space. And that interview not only helped him, but it helped me. So what I'm saying is, you don't know. He wasn't super popular at this time, but the people that you start interviewing right now and get on your show, they may not be big today. However, tomorrow, you never know what they're going to accomplish. And I can call any of those people right now and say, hey, would you like to come back and bring your audience? They'll say no problem. Number three, freshmen typically aren't ready to play varsity. Listen, you are not good at this yet, and that's okay. You are not good at podcasting. Now, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. I'm not good at podcasting, not compared to where I'm going to be 2 years from now. Bro, see, I'm at a point now. I'm not just asking questions. I'm asking questions based off your body language at this point because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn how to read people better. So I'm not good compared to where I'm going to be 2 years from today. So give yourself some grace and eventually you're going to get there. Okay. Here's what I want you to avoid real quick. And I'll show you the ladder. Don't treat freshmen like freshmen. Remember, I was talking to Alex Good Energy like it was the biggest thing in the world. Don't just interview, like even if it's your homie and you get them on the podcast, I want you to make this a serious interview, okay? Don't treat them like they don't have a following. I want you to treat them like who they're going to be after you blow them up on your podcast. Number two, don't interview just to interview. You should be interviewing to get better. You should be interviewing to get better. And here's the thing. I'm not interviewing to get better on the podcast. I'm interviewing to be a better question asker. This skill set of podcasting and being able to connect with someone on an interview, it's translated into so many opportunities. Bro, I pitched on stage the founder of High Level on shooting his podcast. But I understand how to have a conversation with someone. So we're signing a deal where I'm producing their podcast, and the idea was just fire. I'll send it to y'all. Don't worry about it. My point is, I'm interviewing to get better at being a better interviewer. Okay? So somebody put it in the chat. Get better. Get better. Throw it in the chat. Get better. Throw it in the chat. Get better. Get better. This is practice for you. Number three, don't watch the recap for validation. So after your interviews or after your content is done, some of you may be tempted to look at it and identify how dope you are. I'm telling you, don't look at it like that. I want you to look at your recaps as from the lens of a hater. I remember one time I was watching one of my podcasts, and I normally used to just pull it just to find out how good of a question asker I am, and I'm looking for it for bars. But I was looking at it like, man, if I was going to critique my podcast, let me look at it from that lens. I discovered something incredible. I realized how much I say like. I'll ask you a question. See, I'm like, so matter. I want you to make a list of everyone you know who will be a great guest for your podcast. Everyone you know, make a list, okay? Number 2, everybody on your list, I want you to rank them 1, 2, 3 in ABC. Let me break this down to you. 1, 2, 3. How easy is it for them to be on your podcast? How simple is it for you to invite them and they actually come on your podcast, sit down with you, do it virtually, whatever? ABC is relevance. How relevant are they to your show? For instance, if I'm doing a podcast on fatherhood, my best friend, that's a 1. Live down the street. He can come on the podcast. It's no problem. People that I see all the time, my coworkers, no problem. We can get on the podcast. That might be a 1 of ease. 2, maybe somebody I don't know like that, but it could work out. 3, maybe they live across town. Maybe they're super big influence. It may be a little challenging to get them if I don't have a connection. That's the 1, 2, 3 E's. What about ABC? Well, if I have a fatherhood podcast and my best friend is a father, he's an A because it's directly related to the audience. Good. So if my best friend lives down the street, I talk to him all the time, he'll come on the podcast and he's a father, that's a 1A. Relevance, B and C, maybe B, they're not a father, but they've had a father. We're going to have some stories about that. And maybe C, it's a woman. You know what I mean? And okay, maybe we could just talk about how your father treated you. I don't know, right? So A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3. So make a list of everyone, and I want you to rank them. I want you to call the 1As first, and we just get busy, okay? I also want you to make a similar list of the dream guests. Do me a favor, throw one of the dream guests in the chat right now. If you could, oh man, there's a magic wand. You can get anybody on your podcast in the world who would be on your list. Throw it in the chat. See, who will be on your list?
Yeah, you know what? I don't have a list because I don't like doing guests. So you know what I'm saying? For those of y'all who want to do guests like Dave, you know what I'm saying?
But for you, see, for you, if you were going to start a podcast interviewing people, who would be a dream person you'd love to have a conversation?
If I was going to interview people, y'all might think this is funny, but it would for sure be 50 Cent.
Come on, bro.
I think 50 is one of the most incredible entrepreneurs who has and you got to think, first of all, I grew up G Unit in college, you know what I'm saying? So there might be a little bit of like that in there, but I just respect what he did with music, how he used beefing for branding, how he rebranded into a businessman, how he did the vitamin water, how he then did the, shows and television. I just seen him evolve, man. And I think there's so many questions that I have of him and how, his upbringing and everything else informs his decision-making. I think it would be really dope. So I would say that, but in the chat, we got Dave Chappelle, we got Les Brown, Kevin Hart, Joe Alt, the left tackle, Barack Obama, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Keanu Reeves. Oh, come on. Jason Wilson.
Hey, listen, I need y'all to know this is going to happen. I'm telling you, I had a list. With at the top of my list was Dame Dash.
Come on.
And I was like, bro, I grew up listening to this man. This is right at the height of the beef with him and Jay-Z and like the whole Reasonable Doubt thing. Interviewed him, joint went viral. But here's your homework. I want you to set a goal to contact a certain amount of people every single day. You just call your best friend, hey, I'm starting this podcast. I need you to come over, okay? I want you to contact a certain amount of people a day and then create your interview formula. Okay, so because
Shakira said Tabitha Brown, we're going to show you somebody else who had that. Stick around, Shakira, because you're going to see. We already crossed that one off the list.
Come on. I want you, until you develop your own interview formula, I'm going to give you mine. Okay. So here's my formula. People say when I interview people, it's like a movie, bro. I just get so captivated. It's because I have a formula. I'm going to give you the same formula. My formula is 1, I start where they are. So if someone is super successful, I'm going to start with the success. So if I have a fatherhood podcast and his father has raised 3 kids and they're all super successful, or I'm interviewing somebody who's running a $40 million business, that's where I'm going to start the whole conversation with, because I want my audience to be impressed. I want them to say, whoa, that person knows what they're talking about. Shortly after that, I'm going to go back to where they've been. So if you have a $40 million company right now, what I know is it wasn't always 40 million. There may be a time where you was making 40,000 a year. So I'm going to take that person from 40 million. Whoa, man, you got how many employees? Man, that's crazy. You built this amazing company. Yo, so listen, take me back before you started this business. When did you have the idea? So if you're going to take me back to where you made 40,000, now my audience connects. First, they were impressed. Now they connect because they just saw somebody that was making $40 million a year and they realized, whoa, they make 40,000. Wow, I make 40,000. And all I'm going to do for the rest of the interview is I'm going to fill in the blanks and walk it step by step on how they went from 40,000 to 40 million. That is my formula. So you can take that formula, do with it what you will. All right. So let me show you something real quick. Here's how my ladder started. I first started interviewing my friends.
Dave, can I give a disclaimer? If you listen, please write this down. Y'all listen, man. Y'all want to be big time tomorrow. Dave is about to walk y'all through. This is the most practical thing for those of y'all like, yo, give me something practical. This is the most practical thing that you can do to blow up that I've ever seen. And this illustration is so crazy. Stop eating your popcorn. Stop yelling at the kids. Stop looking off to the side at the game or whatever's on. I don't know. And pay attention to this. For those of you who've been saying, yo, I know I got to start this pod. I need y'all to pay attention to this. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
I got you. Nah, I appreciate you, my brother. So I'm going to show you all this in real time. I first started interviewing my friends. That young lady on the left is the first person I've ever interviewed. That is episode 1. Her name is Melissa. Bro, at this time, she had a job and she's a creative and I'm still selling t-shirts out of the mall and we just connected. That was just my homie. I was like, bro, you want to be on a podcast? She said, what's a podcast? I said, we're going to sit down and talk about your story because we have great conversations. I just want to record it. She said, okay. Nobody ever asked me to do that before. Because you got to remember, at this time, interviews were really reserved for celebrities. It wasn't regular people interviewing people like that. So that's my homie Ernestine on the right, who's on one of the biggest daytime TV shows right now called Beyond the Gates. This is just my homie. I'm like, yo, can you come on this podcast? And she said, come on to what? So this back, I'm interviewing my friends, people I talk to on a regular basis. Next, I started interviewing friends of friends. The gentleman on the left, his name is A.D. Dolphin. He's the resident health coach for the Steve Harvey Morning Show. My man's running a $20 million supplement business called D Herbs. Just incredible. But I did not know him. So a gentleman by the name of Chris Jones called me one day and he was like, hey, what's up, man? This is Dave. I said, yeah, who's this? He says, Chris Jones. I said, whoa, Chris who? I don't know who this is. He said, we went to high school together. I don't remember, but how'd you get my number? First off, he said, man, I got it from my man T-Dot. But anyway, you'll know me if you see me. He said, anyway, I've been showing my boss your interviews, and I think he'd be a good interview for your show. I said, cool, let me check him out. He sent me some clips. I'm like, yo, he's on the Steve Harvey show. He's running this huge business. I actually tried the detox, the D Herbs detox. It was amazing. I said, yo, I'm gonna come out there. So I went to California and I interviewed A.D. Dolphin. What's interesting is this is like my real friend in real life now. He has a condo right next to the crypto arena. And he's like, yo, when you come in town, you could just stay there. He's like, he don't Airbnb that joint out. He just got it for when he goes to the game. He's like, yo, bro, you good. I stay at his crib when I come. We play 2K all night. That's like my boy. But it was because I started interviewing my friends and some people saw it. And then my friend's boss in this case, reached out. This is another gentleman, man, rest in peace, bro. He passed away, wound up selling a huge portion of his company to China. He was technically, after the sale went through, considered a billionaire. He said he would have made that Forbes list the next year. But it was one of the people in my community that says, I know this guy. And that's how the connection happened. I didn't know these two people. So I went from interviewing my friends to interviewing friends of friends. And then I started interviewing celebrities. On my list was Dame Dash. That episode went viral. On the right is Brian McKnight. I'm not a fan of that guy, but Spectacular from Pretty Ricky, bro, and so many other celebrities that I've had an opportunity to interview. But I started out interviewing my friends, but who knew? Who knew I would go on to interview billionaires? On the left is Grant Cardone. On the right is Naveen Jain. The guy's worth $9 billion. In the middle is Dan Cathy. His dad started Chick-fil-A. Dan Cathy took it to
what EOS used to say we had to do that first leap, then something else could come from it. Because you interviewed your friends of friends was like, hey, my other homie. And then the friends of friends became celebrities because it's like, oh, okay, cool. You got the juice. Now people are begging to come on Dave's podcast. And let me tell y'all how Dave then took it. Y'all watched him go from friends to friends of friends to celebrities to billionaires. Now let me tell you how Dave, remember I talked about the not gap. I don't know how many of y'all follow Dave, but now Dave then got so big in doing billionaires that he's back around as a start and he's interviewing terrible entrepreneurs, and he called it the hot seat. You know what? Listen to what I'm telling you. This is why I love this training, because we eat our own food. Dave found the not gap, and he said, all right, cool. Everybody trying to steal my style now. Everybody interviewing entrepreneurs and celebrities. So what can I do? He said, nobody's interviewing the worst business people in the world. Nobody wants to talk to the worst entrepreneur to ever live. And some of his videos interviewing the worst entrepreneurs are doing better than the celebrity or the billionaire interviews.
100%.
Do you understand what happens when you start to look at the not gap? Dave looked and went, yo, okay, cool. Everybody interviewing Kevin Hart. Everybody interviewing this person, that person. How come nobody interviewing my man that started his third t-shirt company and ain't made $1 yet? Because listen, here's the thing. It's not just for funny or for content. We actually learn from failures. So Dave is actually teaching entrepreneurship through the failure of others. And he's able to coach them live, and he's able to give out great information. This is what's so spectacular about what we've been able to accomplish and what Dave has been able to accomplish on his show. And he's using it now, and he just continues to push the envelope and find the gap. So well done, my brother.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Listen, the question now is, how do we get them, these celebrities, high profile people, to market the episodes? One,
you mean they're going to market it for you?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So not only are they going to come on your podcast, they're going to market it for you to their audience.
Absolutely.
Get out of here. Impossible.
Look at their pages. You'll see my clips on their page. One, you just got to set the expectation up front. When we're done, I paint the picture of, when after this episode airs, your audience is going to love you even more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it easy for you to post by creating a release folder. I'm going to go through and have my team. You can do it yourself. Go through the 50 minutes, 60 minutes, 70 minutes of the episode. I'm going to pull out some of the most prolific things that you said on the podcast. I'm not pulling out the great questions that I asked. I'm pulling out the most prolific things that you said so that it fits right on your page, because now you're talking to your audience. Now, if you are going to promote all these clips on your page to your audience of something that you said that was incredible, your audience is going to go find that interview, and guess where they got to come? Come on. I need all that. That's how we grew the podcast.
So wait, I want to make sure they caught that. You didn't clip you didn't send them the clips of you waxing deep.
No.
You sent them the clips where they look like the superhero of the story.
100%. See, let me
make sure y'all understand that, because y'all go back and clip up all the stuff where you look sweet. He said, I clipped up the stuff where they look sweet. You know what most millionaires and celebrities and other people don't have? They don't have content readily available. So Dave sends them a folder with fire clips of them going in and looking fire. And and I'm sure you send them the caption too and try to say, hey, I had an incredible interview today with at David Shands, and it was crazy to be on the at David Shands podcast. And boom, there you go, right there. Social proof is amazing. And boom, they lock right in and they go there. And now they are marketing your podcast episode to their audience. Brilliant, brilliant.
And that was before you could make collaboration posts. So because I set the expectation up front, when I send them a collaboration post, they accept it because I made it easy for them to post. All they got to hit is accept. And they not only come to my social media platform, but their audience goes to YouTube. What I'm saying, family, and this is how it worked the other way, because I was on somebody's podcast and my man sent me all these clips of him asking a 2-minute question. I'm not putting that on my page, bro. You did not come to my training. So, all right, let's get going, man.
Come on. That's fantastic,
I make those steps simple enough. Just throw it in the chat. No, can I make those steps simple enough? Yes or no? Throw it in the chat. Let's go.
Well, let me simplify it even more. I want to show you, like, because we're talking money, and don't get it twisted. Dave and I do very well. I told you the goal is to generate revenue off of this, right? And so there are a few different ways in which you can generate revenue. And I want to be clear because I don't think we went over that enough. And I know that some people, you want to be guest-based. I saw you throw your guest in there. You don't have to be guest-based, right? My podcast is not guest-based, right? I've been doing my podcast for 10 years. We rarely ever have a guest. My podcast has what you call co-hosts. So some of you will be doing co-hosted podcasts. That is, you got a friend and y'all have a great conversation. You got your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. Y'all want to start a podcast. You do it with co-hosts. In every episode, you have the exact same co-host, right? That's how we do it. Some people may even have a rotating co-host, but it's you and it's somebody else. The other way is what Dave has is, well, he's got both. He's got a guest-based podcast and a co-hosted podcast. The other last way that some of you may want to do, Dave alluded to it, it's the solo podcast. Now, this is the hardest one. For those of you considering doing a solo podcast, Let's go.
Armani Harris, I will see you on Friday. Arthur Wittenberg, we will see you on Friday. Antoinette Jackson, congratulations. Let's play this video, see.
Come on, welcome family, let's go. When we started on YouTube, right? Because there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok, there was no shorts, so it was longer form content, correct? But Dave, when you land on an Instagram reel or short, how long do you give that before you hit the thumb?
Seconds.
So if you're telling me you're giving it 2 to 3 seconds, and yet I hit on your video and your first 2 to 3 seconds is, hey guys, thanks for you're done. You're done immediately.
It's not a question, this is really a love call. In all honesty, Dave, dog, you don't know what you've done for me in the last 6 months. I've been in this course since day one, since we launched. Some of y'all just recent coming on. It's gonna be the best decision y'all ever made. I've done more, accomplished, created more in the last 6 months than I had 3 years when I first created the idea for my podcast. So the last 6 months has been bananas.
You ever see the news come on? Like you might be watching something before the news, and then it'd be like, tune in at 6, cause what you eat for dinner kill you tonight. You'd be like, oh, they not playing with it. They know they got a quick second to grasp your attention and make you want to watch the rest. So with our content, as we're going through our podcast and cutting down these clips, I want you all to write your definitive statement. What is your definitive statement that is going to have people look at your video and engage with the rest of the video?
Thank you for this podcast course, because I've been through 2 others and I'm like, getting closer to launch has been more stressful, and just I'm new here, but just going through the stuff, I've seen some things I've accomplished, just going through the other courses, and I'm like, oh, they didn't cover this. I needed this. This was critical. And then listening to y'all, I'm like, my God, that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
Listen, man, those I think you might be muted, Dave.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I know I'm mute for the video too. But listen, man, those are not paid actors, y'all. No, those are just people in the community who are telling you out of their own mouth. I don't know if you heard our sister say, I went through 2 other podcast courses. They didn't answer this. Y'all covered everything. That's them saying that. So tonight is your time to lock in and get going with us so that you can start getting your results immediately.
Absolutely. I want to send a quick shout out. Some new family members. Andre Ruffin said, yo, I'm going to stop talking about what I'm going to do and actually lock in. Congratulations. We'll see you Friday. Natalie Mazik, congratulations. Welcome.
Come on, Nat.
Molly Femister, welcome to the family. Trinita Davis, congratulations. Laurie Crawley, I think I've been talking to you tonight in the chat. Welcome to the family.
Come on.
Vincent Warsaw, congratulations. Welcome to the family, man.
Shout out to Denise. I see you, Denise. She says she in. Let's go, man.
Oh,
listen, man. Y'all are making. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all investing in your future, your family's future, and you'll see just by being in the community. Let me tell you something. This is how dope our community is now, Dave. People are actually coming in the gate because we have so many community with subscribers off the rip. Because they in the community, they like, yo, I'm gonna subscribe. People are now guesting on each other's podcast.
Yep.
That's how dope this community has become.
Incredible, y'all.
And they love taking care of our freshmen. Y'all come in, they gonna wrap their arms around you and be like, we here for you, we got you, we'll send you this. Hey, I got you. Like, hit me on the side. It's the dopest thing.
Absolutely. Listen, man, as y'all get
started in the chat, let's go. Link is in the chat. Let's go.
The link is in the chat, y'all. And while you're doing that, I want to share this with you real quick, and then we'll get into some questions. I think you already know that you already have 2 paths ahead of you. You have 2 paths. Let me tell you about one path. It's going to lead to you going down the same path that you've been going down, in a path where you're putting out content but not getting any return. There's so much game that you just don't know what you don't know, and that's okay. But it's not okay to try to find out what you don't know. And there are some people who have gone before you who can share some game. Me and CJ aren't giving you insight as some people that haven't done the thing that you want to do. The exact same thing that y'all want to do. It's not that it worked for us 10 years ago. We are actively in the game right now. The things change all the time. Listen, you need 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time hours for YouTube. We need to know where you're at so we can help you get to that next level. But you can go down the same path of you coaching yourself, or you're spending money but not making the type of money that you want to make. Some of y'all invested 10 grand. 15 grand, 20 grand, and it did not turn out the way you thought it was going to turn out. Listen, you got a decision to make here. You could pay less than $1,000, or even stick your toe in the water for $97 and say, yo, this is the year that I changed my life. This path of chasing multiple ideas, we are going to teach you how to structure your message and structure your brand. So you're talking to the same audience. You may be able to offer different products, but y'all understand that path. It leads to hurt, pain. And I don't want 5 years to go past, 10 years to go past, and you say, I wish but there's another path. I want y'all to know that peace and wholeness exists, y'all. Peace and wholeness exists. I started building a podcast. Then I had to go to the studio. I started making some money, and I knew my ultimate goal was to be at home more. So I had to build a studio. I'm in my basement. And when I'm off this call, I'm going to play with my kids.
Man.
I'm telling you, I thought, that like you had to involve in a hustle culture for the rest of your life. CJ said he had 500 episodes. I got over 500 episodes. Let me tell you something. Every single one of those videos make money every single day. Some of them make pennies a day. Some of them make $10 every. What I'm saying is we have 500 videos that are out there working for us every single day. And yes, guess what? There's an ad in my podcast in hundreds of episodes telling people about my product and my community. And people join my community every single day from videos I did 2 years ago.
Good. It's good.
I'm just trying to help y'all, man. That's telling you, having a product and knowing exactly how you're going to get the word out is priceless. Waking up, doing what you love every day and being valued for it. People love you. I can't wait. Till you're walking through the airport and people are like, oh, Clayton.
I listen to your podcast
all the time. It's going to happen, bro.
All the time, bro.
I worked at the Cheesecake Factory. And short story, CJ, when he first decided that he was actually going to work with me, him and his wife actually came into the Cheesecake Factory. I was currently a server at that point.
Yep.
I don't want y'all to miss this. Look, I had no silver spoon. I worked at the Cheesecake Factory when I met my coach. I was smart enough to say, yo, I'm going to take, and that $300 a month hurt, bro. I ain't going to lie to you. I wasn't making that much bread. But I said, if I am going to stop coaching myself.
But what did that money do when you had to invest something?
Bruh, it made me go listen, I remember one time I came into the office and like you were still on the phone and I'm sitting there mad like, bruh.
My time is ticking. Come on, I'm paying for this. That's what I'm telling you. You take it serious when you actually pay for it. When you don't pay, those of y'all for real. You jump on free stuff and you learn, you eating your little popcorn. Bro, you're not doing nothing with that. When you put some skin in the game, let me tell you something. When I put up my first $10,000 to buy books, oh, guess what? Them books was getting sold. we gonna sell them books. And so it's a different level, and I understood that. And so Dave, as cool as we were, that's my man, 100 grand. I'm gonna need that 300 because if you're not paying, you're not gonna take it serious.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Family, we don't got much more to say to y'all, man. Click the link below. Let's make this thing happen. I'm about to put the link in the chat, run down one more time what we're going to get, and we're going to jump into Q&A. Everything you're going to get. Listen, y'all, we took months answering every single question that we knew you would have. Bringing in other experts, the camera gear, the branding, the podcast production master, everything, the legal side. Yo, what kind of form should I give my guests so that I own this footage? Everything. So we brought an attorney. It took us months to craft this, y'all. So you're going to get the branding mastery training. You're going to learn the production mastery training, podcast show format, interview mastery training, monetize your podcast training. And with the cherry on top, the most valuable thing. You are going to connect with me and CJ and Carl, and we bring on special guests as well every single
Shout out to
Friday.
Carl and Nella. Nella, our community manager, she's amazing. Carl is our tech guru. Anything that you had, I couldn't get it to upload. It kept freezing. My camera wasn't working. We have the best tech person in all the business right at your disposal every single week. He takes DMs. He's helping people in the group. There's an app that everybody, we didn't even talk about the app, Dave. We got so much going on. You're going to be put into an app where everybody's learning, sharing, growing. It's dope. Dave, can we do this Q&A quickly, though? I got a family and my kids going to bed, and I need to kiss them before they go to bed. My daughter is going to kill me.
Let's get to it. Drop your questions.
Let's do speed round on the questions. Let's go, y'all. Y'all got any questions? Any questions you got? The link is right there. Okay, let me answer this question. Once we cut this training off, it's over. The link we can't do. You got to pay. You can still sign up, but you got to sign up for the regular price. All right, you can't. We can't give you the discount once we close this link. It is only for tonight. Yes, I knew that question was coming. Is the $99 only for tonight? Yes, that's for tonight only. So yes, that will be.
Andre said, I bought a system, sign up for the podcast. It's the same system. No, I think you might have bought an ebook or something like that. It's kind of like that first step, but no, that is different. Thank you, David and CJ. It's been so valuable.
What do you like more, teaching or podcasting? Is the profit or the passion? I teach on my podcast, so I look at that as the same thing. When I'm on the pod, I'm giving away game. People buy from who they learn from, right? So you guys are joining this community because you learn from us. And so a lot of you are saying, hey, I'm going to join because I learned from you. We want you guys to run the exact same formula for yourself. You're going to give out information. You're going to teach at a high level, and your audience is going to purchase from you. That's exactly what you're going to do. Thanks for the game. Love it. Looking forward to it, Bonnie.
Shout out Lori Crowley, Vincent Warsaw, Vernelia Wanza. I got to give y'all a shout out. Zakia, my friend. We've been talking all night. Zakia Penda Modeste. Welcome to the community. Denise Carter, congratulations.
Welcome to the family.
Live trainings are 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Every single Friday.
Every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 o'clock in Chicago. You're in the mountain time at 8 o'clock, whatever it is. But it's 10 a.m. and the replays are available. And again, guys, y'all are coming. Think about it. The people who bought the very first one, they started at training 1.
Yep.
Y'all are going to have over 100 trainings that you can go back through the archive and watch and get the current ones every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, Lenora said,
if you can't make it, the replay will be there. And I promise you, if you go through 5 of them, you're going to find your question being answered at a high level.
Yep. And Lenora says, how would you suggest I podcast with a limited community? I just moved here in Poconos. Can I do virtual interviews? Does that lower the value? You got to see?
Oh, absolutely. No, it doesn't lower the value.
What you've been telling me for years, but go ahead. You got it.
Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't lower the value at all. I mean, here's the thing. You get some people who are very succinct on the virtual interviews. You can do virtual all day. Now, some people prefer to sit in person, but if you're doing virtual, we actually have trainings in our system that show you how to do the best virtual. You don't just jump on a Zoom link and go, all right, we're going to record it. We're going to show you the e-cams of the world and the things that make you look like $1 million, make you sound good, make your guests sound good. So no, there's a bunch of ways that we have for those of you who want to do virtual and put the information out. Listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. For the first 6 years, we did audio only. We weren't even doing video. We just started doing video 4 or 5 years ago. We were doing audio only for years. So people will still just listen. You have a whole audience. When you go to that purple app on your iPhone that says podcast, when you're listening on there, you're just listening. So people wouldn't even know if you were there or not. Once you mix the audio together, it could sound like you in person anyway. So absolutely, don't let that be a deterrent.
Yeah.
Cynthia said the $99 is for how long? Listen, it's for as long as you want to be in the program. We're not holding anybody hostage. We believe in what we're doing. We believe that you will continue to pay it. I would suggest you do the $697 so you can get a $600 break or whatever it is, or $500 break. But we're not holding. We don't do that. Like, I don't want anybody in the community who doesn't want to be in the community. We just found out that when people come, they stay.
Yeah. All right, cool. Matt, if you could send an email, anybody has any issues, go to info@7figureclass. Is it 7figureclass.com? Let me give y'all this real quick. Somebody just asked for some any support questions. Info at, let me give you the 7figureclass.com. Info at 7figureclass.com. If you have any issues, I know you're talking about the 27.
And those of y'all signing up, you're going to get your course immediately. Everything will be sent to you. It's very simple. We'll show you how to open it up, how to get active in there immediately. So appreciate all of y'all. What do you think about AI tools for podcasting? 100%. We talk about the AI tools, Lenora. Carl is big on the AI tools. A lot of questions on that on Fridays. Yes, so AI is definitely, we're definitely implementing AI into a ton of our teachings and trainings. Okay,
absolutely. Let's
Yep.
get to it. See, man, we appreciate it.
Man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, and man, like I said, it's been a honor and a privilege, man. We've been, great friends for a long time, but to now be teaching and training together every single week, man, and watching, more importantly, watching people come up under us, learning and growing and thriving and being able to feed their families and going to the next level has been awesome. So thank y'all for sitting here for a couple hours with us. We know your time is valuable. Hopefully we poured into y'all. Hopefully you got something out of it. And hopefully y'all join us, man, and y'all become a part of this amazing community. So Dave, appreciate you, brother.
We'll see y'all Friday. Peace.
All right. Later. Man, and y'all become a part of this amazing community. So Dave, appreciate you, brother.